Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing on this Wednesday? I'm just going to share to all of the locations like a good little person. If I can remember how in the world to work anything. All right, let's start. Share. Now. Share. Now. Getting there. Getting there. One more. Now. Oh my Lord. I hate it when I can hear my own voice. Nobody wants to hear their own voice. It's so bad. All right. Hopefully we're all having a great Wednesday. The weather here is like meh. It's 60, but it's rainy, and that's okay. I'll take it. So we have talked about blanket buddies. Remember the little head and the blanket, and it's kind of like what you see in the store. Super cute, perfect baby gift. We talked about those. We talked about a regular buddy, super soft, the perfect amount of stuffing. Again, it sounds really dumb to say that, but they really are stuffed with the perfect amount of stuffing. So we talked about those. Today, we're going to talk about our newest item, weighted and warming buddies. All right. And how they are different. Now, remember, we talked about with buddies that you could use the little zipper pouch for the scent pack to use it for an ice pack. You could use it for sneaking snacks into the movie theater, a tooth fairy pouch, all kinds of other things. Okay. My favorite is always sneaking it into the movies. That's my favorite. Now, weighted and warming come in this bag. Okay. Versus a box. And I think, don't quote, I have no idea. I think it is due to their weight. They are 3.25 pounds. Yeah, 3.25 pounds. So this is our sloth. I don't know how to say the name. I'm going to be honest. First of all, just as soft material as all of our other buddies. I have to say that is one of our top-notch things with our buddies is the fact that they are really ridiculously soft, like velvety soft. So this is our sloth guy. I love he's even got tiny little nails. He's got his little nails. Like I said, 3.5 pounds. So that is where this is. All right. Your weight is in this section here. You still have your pouch, but it is Velcro. So remember, buddies, it was zippered. It is Velcroed because of the fact that you can stick him in the microwave. And we'll talk about that. It is tricky. I'm not gonna lie. It is tricky to undo it, but it is a Velcro pouch that you don't have to worry about the microwave. It's just as big, just as deep. You could still totally hide snacks in here if you wanted to. But it is that Velcro versus a zipper. All right. Comes with a scent pack of your choice. Okay, so let's talk heating him. I have Hamish, and he is weighted and warming, and we'll talk about him. I have never stuck him in the microwave because it's quite traumatic for me. That doesn't mean it won't be traumatic for you. There's just something about setting him in the microwave, and then you want to make sure that you smush him down, right? Because you want to make sure that none of him is touching any of the microwave. If you have a microwave that has one of those like wire shelves in it, take the shelf out because you want him to be able to circulate or sit freely with only touching the bottom of your microwave, right? So you want to make sure his head is smushed down so it's not touching the top. You want to make sure that his back, his arms, his legs, like he's smushed in there. And there's just something traumatic for me to see him in the microwave. So I've never done it. But I have talked to many of my customers who have warmed him, and they say they absolutely love it. You're going to want to take your scent pack out first. Those cannot be warm. So take your scent pack out, plop his booty in the microwave, and warm him up. You're going to do it in like 15 to 30-second increments at a time, just because everybody's microwave is different. All right. It could be 30 seconds in mine and 5 minutes in yours. So just do it in increments. All right. But all of your weight is in this section right here. The rest of him is completely regular stuffed animal. He's not too heavy. His arms are weighted and so are his legs. just a little bit at the bottom, not like a ton. Like I said, he's not overly heavy. Now, I am not a weighted blanket person. They feel like they're suffocating me every single time. So that is not my vibe. I am not a weighted sweatshirt kind of person. I feel like I'm suffocating if my watch is too tight. And yes, I understand that my watch has no bearing on if I can breathe. But if my watch, any bracelets, anything like that, if they're too tight, I'm like, I can't breathe. It's so dumb, but that's how I am. So weighted is not my jam. But I do love these weighted buddies. I have, like I said, this is Hamish. Hamish sits at my desk with me all the time, and we're going to move her. He sits at my desk with me. I literally just stick him on my lap when I'm working. He'll sit behind me. If I'm having a particularly bad day, he sits on the couch with me. I also have Truman, who was the very first weighted buddy that we had, who's not warmable. He actually lives in my car for the same reason. I told you guys about buddies being able to just be like a chill little companion, something to fiddle with while you're driving, or while you're a passenger or whatever. That is what my weighted buddy is in my car. He sits in my car. He sits on my lap. I play with his ears. I play with the beads in his foot, in his hand. I'll just be driving and mess with them because I'm a multitasker person. I don't care when you say you can't multitask, things like that. I have a very, very, very hard time personally being able to just do one thing at a time. Like if I'm working, I'm watching TV. Or if I'm watching TV, I'm also reading. Like it's probably an ADHD kind of thing, but I cannot just do one thing at a time. So when I'm driving for a very long distance, Truman, not this guy, he sits on my lap and he's just there with me. So don't think of it as just like a little kid thing, but so amazing. And Hamish, who always sells out, is coming back in the new catalog. So he is going to be in the new catalog. He is a little rough because I've had him for like a year now, but it just goes to show you, like, they hold up really, really well. And he literally, I'm telling you, he sits back here 24/7. I've probably sat on him more times than he would like for me to sit on him, but I love him. Like I said, I've never warmed him up though. That freaks me out. That's a me problem. It's like a scary, like horror movie look to me, but to each their own. Just make sure that you ball him up as tiny as you possibly can because you want to make sure nothing is touching your microwave. That's a big thing because it can melt. I mean, he's got fur, for crying out loud. So make sure that he is like balled up, teeny tiny. Nothing is going to touch the tops, the sides. He can rotate freely because you don't want him to burn, because he can burn, and then do it in little increments so that you can test it. And this is the part that is going to warm up. These beads in here are what's going to warm up. Remember to make sure you take out that scent pack. It will melt. That is factual information there. But again, they're 3.25 pounds. They are $60 each. They are available to use for host rewards. So if that's something that you want to do, or even as shopping link rewards, I hand out shopping links literally all the time. And you just shop from it, and then you'll generate rewards, and then you can turn around and get him. So in the new catalog starting on March 1st, we're going to have Hamish and the Sloth. Both of these are going to be available for at least a year in the new catalog. Now, could we bring other ones? Possibly. But these two guys will be available in the new catalog. I've got the new catalog here, so you can see our Sloth and Hamish. Both of them, like I said, all year, starting on the 1st, which is amazing. I actually got this guy for the fundraiser for the Ronald McDonald House. It was something that they actually were really excited about. So I have been trying to grab as many of these as I can with the rewards that generate from that link. But again, really soft. And I've had Hamish, like I said, I've had him for over a year. He is a different material than the Sloth, just the furry part of him. So he does look rough, but let's be real. He's been sitting under my butt for, I couldn't tell you how long, but he's still extremely, extremely soft. These are also good for cramps, ladies. Like sometimes, and that's usually when I use them. Like if I got cramps, the weighted part's going to sit right on my bladder and my uterus, and that feels nice. If you're brave and you can heat them up, that would probably feel even better, but that's not me. But yeah, put them in the car. I challenge you, as long as you're able to like multitask like that, I challenge you to stick a buddy in your car, and you may find out that you actually love it. It's the weirdest thing ever. And I didn't think anything of it until I was doing a very long trip to Charlotte, to Concord, North Carolina. And I took him and I put him in my car. And I absolutely loved it. Like I said, I just sit and I play with his ear, I play with his foot, and it's literally, I'm just pushing it. I'm just doing this with one hand while I'm driving. Or it just is a nice little like extra oomph on me. And when you don't think that 3.25 pounds is very much, it's really, really not. But then when you take it off, you're like, oh, I'm missing something. And I love it. I truly do. I have Truman in my car. I have Hamish at my desk. So they're much, much loved in my house. But again, never warmed because it scares me. But available now, 10% off for the Sloth is 10% off right now until the end of the month, which is in like, 10 days. So if it is on your list of something to get it while it's 10% off. Like, duh. Grab one now or wait until the 1st, and then you can get Hamish. Hopefully he doesn't sell out really quick, but if he should sell out on the 1st, if he should sell out relatively quick, don't panic or anything like that. That means he will be renewed, brought back, whatever you want to call it. Anything that is going to be in this catalog that is going to be available for a full year, anything that is in this catalog, if it should sell out, it will come back. It might be a hot minute, but it'll come back. So just make sure that you pay attention. Ask me, tell me, Amber, I am looking for X, Y, and Z, and then I can tell you when it's coming back. I could put you on a list for when it's going to come back, things like that. But remember, we are 10% off this month. Grab the things that you love, grab the things that you like, get it on sale, and you can also still help the Ronald McDonald House this month. That would be amazing. And we still have one more item in the fluffy line, I like to call it, to go over, and we will do that here soon. So I'm going to get back to work. If you guys have any questions, shout at me. Other than that, have a good rest of your Wednesday. Enjoy the weather. I think if you're in my area, I think it's supposed to snow on tomorrow or Friday, something like that. So we will all be sick with runny noses starting on Saturday. So get ready for that. Go buy tissues, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.